Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Samantha. This is the Budget Mum UK. Today I'm going to be doing another food haul. You've asked for this one. I'm going to be focusing on Aldi. So it's going to be a bit unusual. It's not my usual haunt. I've given myself a £35 budget. It's going to be a bit of a surprise. So just because I've never really spent much time in Aldi, certainly not recently, I think it's the speed that they send you out in the checkout that puts me off. But let's get going. We're gonna do a bit of a shopping list first of all. So I've got in my head where I wanna go, what I want to try and get. It's gotta be really kind of loose, really, because as I said, I don't know what I'm going to find when I get there. I don't know whether it's gonna have everything that I want. I think in the past as well, I stopped going was because I had to go to another shop for a top up. So I'm hoping it's sort of changed in that way, as in I can get my full shop there now. Yeah, so let's just check that out. I'm gonna do a bit of a shopping list now, and then we're gonna go for a drive. Come on in. Okay, so I'm going to do it a little bit different this week. I've got some ideas in mind of some recipes that I want to do, but it's always useful, especially if I don't know where I'm going, because I've no idea really of the prices. Normally for Asda or Tesco, I look online, but I don't know if you can do that with Aldi. I had a quick look on the website and they were just trying to sell me lawn furniture, so gave up on that and just thought, anyway, it'll be more fun to go ahead and do it this way. And I do know, the reason I started going into Aldi was because of those central aisles where I ended up buying loads of stuff that I didn't need. So stick with the plan. I know I'm going to want some sort of chicken. I think we're going to get some sausages. So we're gonna go shopping. This is the sort of my basics. I'm gonna let you know how much I've spent. I'm gonna bring that home and I'm gonna start to organise it into meals. So I'm back from Aldi and actually I've been quite pleasantly surprised. So I managed to get almost everything that I wanted, apart from I did want some dried breadcrumbs because I've got a couple of dishes that I'm going to use those things for. So when I am putting my menu together for the week, what I'm looking for is how I can stretch each ingredient and make it pay for itself. You know, it'll feature in a couple of different recipes in a couple of different ways, so that way I'm not wasting food, so that way I'm not leaving food on the shelf and it'll go out of date. That being said, in terms of everything else that I couldn't buy and that I could make, I have got a full week's worth of shopping for £35 basically. Yes, I'm really pleased with what I managed to grab. I'm gonna go through it now. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna set out my menu. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna be multi-purposing things so that you can make the most out of each of the items that you've got. I've only this time gone ahead and assumed you've got like an oil, something to cook with, and salt and pepper. So there is, for example, curry powder, and even though I've got some in, I've priced in for you so it comes in the same price, just in case you didn't already have any in. So let's have a look at what I bought and how I'm going to plan that into my week for my plan. Okay, so this is my updated shopping list. I've gone through and got rid of anything that I didn't buy. So for example, I didn't get lentils in the end, didn't get red onions or celery. The bread that I wanted, I actually wanted to get some flatbreads. That was my plan. They don't have them, or they didn't have them at the Aldi that I went to. So I sort of tweaked it a little bit, and I've got white bloomer bread, and that is going to be used in 3 different meals. And I'm going to show you now how I'm going to do that. It's just like I said, it's one of those that you get repurposed, and yeah, I'm quite excited with what I managed to be able to get as well. And there's some of these extra fruits like bananas, apples, some of even the avocado and some of the carrots I'm not actually specifically going to put in as a meal. Some of them I will, but actually they're really good for snacks. So not only have I managed to get breakfast, lunch and dinner, I've also got a couple of snack options in there, and healthy ones as well. So let me have a look for breakfast. And again, you know, you might want to switch these up and wherever you want to put them, but what I've decided to do is some breakfast egg cups. Now if you haven't made these before, you can get loads of recipes on the internet, and basically you mix up some eggs. I'm going to use some of the broccoli as well, really finely diced, some of the cheddar, and a little bit of the ham, and you bake them almost like in a fairy cake tray. Line them, and you can put them in, you can freeze these are great. So I tend to make them on a Sunday when I can, you know, get them all prepped, and I can put them in there for sort of 3 days, and they're great for on the go. So if you're really quick, you can eat them cold, you can warm them up in the microwave, in the oven, whatever suits you, but they're really good, and they're so filling as well because they're full of protein, they're really healthy, they're already starting you off. You know, some options could be to mix them up. We could have just ham and cheese. We bought some cheddar. We could do some cheese and tomatoes. So like, because they're so small, you don't actually need a great deal of ingredients in these. And again, whatever's left over here, you could have some ham and broccoli ones. So you can see they're really healthy for you. You can throw some onion in if you wanted to. Whatever suits you, whatever's good for you. And we'll have a look at those. So that's for my first sort of 3 days. And then what I'm thinking as I get later on, I've got myself, well, I've got, with children in mind, I've got some of the Choco cereal. Or as an alternative, I've got granola, which go really well with some of the, I get one of the really big pots of yogurt. So like I've priced it in for like a 1 kilogram pot of yogurt here. Rather than the individual tubs, you get a lot more value for it. So mix it in, and if you've got maybe some apples there, that would go really well. Or just the granola, depending on the granola you like. It is really simple to make your own, but just for the sake of this video, I've decided to just get what I can get in Aldi, and I might just have that on maybe a couple of days, so mix it up with these ones. And for the final weekend again here, I might just have something really simple like pancakes. because I've got a bit more time there and can make a really easy batter. Now the good thing about making pancakes here, and because what I'm going to do, and you'll see in a second how it's going to lend itself to the evening meal for Monday. So basically the batter for pancakes is your eggs, your milk and your flour, and you can put a pinch of salt in there if you want to, but it's the same for the meal that I'm going to use. This isn't your basic batter recipe, so you could use it for all things. You can use it for fried onion rings, you could use it for fish, you know, you can mix it up and change it any way you want to, but this is your basic one, which lends me to the evening meal for here, which I'm going to do is toad in the hole, and I'm going to pair that with some baked beans. So that's your sausages, it's your pancake batter mix. So make a batch of that and it'll be fine, absolutely fine for making. You pour it into a really hot tray and you just cook it, and it just cooks itself and it's delicious and it's family friendly and really easy, and you can have that with some baked beans and that'll just go down an absolute treat. And it's just, it looks fun as well, which is always good, especially if you've got your kiddies. Now the next thing I actually wanted was a particular kind of rice called a Boreo rice. Now I couldn't find that, but I've gone for long grain rice and I'm going to make a kind of mushroom risotto here. I think it's only one S, sorry, risotto. But if you've got other things that you can put in there, if you wanted to, you can put in some chicken. You could add in, you know, they've been made with basic stock risotto, cook that down. You can add some of the whole milk to give it a bit more unctuous sort of consistency. Add in the mushrooms, whatever you like. If you've got some frozen peas, that's really, really good as well. If you want to add some sort of protein in there, like I said, chicken's really good. You could even try it with some fish if you like that, some prawns, that goes really, really well as well. But just for the sake of this particular one, I'm just going to do risotto with mushrooms. I probably do have some frozen peas in my freezer. I've not budgeted for them, so that's why I've not included them here. But what I'm going to do is make so much of this that there will be some left over. And again, this is another one of those meals that's going to lend itself in a few days' time. I'll come back to that in a second, because this, and some garlic granules with this, just to boost the flavour, because in a few days' time, that garlic will have sort of infused a little bit more and it'll be amazing for what I'm going to do next. On Wednesday, I like something really, really simple because I'm really busy, so I tend to do something like a chicken curry. This is something you can do in the slow cooker. You can do it with your chicken. I tend to do it with the chicken thighs and mix that up with some of the onions that we've got in there, your tinned tomatoes, and again, like I said, I've mentioned before, I got the curry powder. Put some garlic in there if you want to, a bit of tomato puree, make it really nice and thick. Some more of the rice, because I've got quite a big bag of rice in the budget that I went for. So that's what I'm going to be serving mine with. There's usually some of that left over. If you've got any more vegetables, that goes really good with peppers, or again, if you've got more mushrooms, you can put some of that in there. Whatever goes for your family, whatever suits your taste buds, essentially. Now Thursday is when I tend to have a bit more time, but what I'm going to do is use the leftover risotto to make something called arancini balls. And what this is if you've not seen them before, is essentially it's leftover risotto formed into a ball, but what I like to do is pop a little bit of mozzarella in the middle so they've got more unctuousness to them, and we can use some pesto as well if you want to mix that up, and you can add that in and create a breadcrumb. Now this is where I wanted my breadcrumbs to come in, so I'm going to use the ends of my bloomer bread, and I can make my own breadcrumbs because I don't tend to eat, excuse my tummy, I'm hungry. My tummy's rumbling for this food. So I'll blitz the ends, the crust, if you like, of the bloomer bread and make a really, really fine breadcrumb. You make yourself a little bit of a glue, if you like, usually you might need just maybe 2 eggs, put some salt and pepper into the breadcrumbs, and with your rice balls, you cover them in the egg mixture and then into the breadcrumb mixture, and they're generally fried, but you can bake them if you want. And if you have got time on the evening on the Tuesday, you can make them then. They'll sit quite happily for a couple of days. Or you can even freeze these as well. So there's something, again, that if you make quite a lot of them, and they go really, really well with a nice tomato dip, something you can make from the tin tomatoes. You can add a bit of herbs in there if you like, or they go really, really nicely with a bit of salad, whatever you like to have those with. They are really, really delicious. Now, on Friday, I like to have like essentially a takeout kind of night, but we're on a budget here, so we're going to go with some burger melts. Now, the mince beef that I ordered, from the Aldi shop is like a 25% one, because when you're making burgers, you want a really, really high fat level to get the best possible burgers. I call them burger melts. Essentially, it's just got cheddar cheese on the top, and we can use some of the cheddar from there and put some of the sweet potato fries with those, because then it just makes it slightly more healthy, slightly more interesting, mix it up a little bit there. My last 2 nights for dinner here, I'm going to use some of the spaghetti, some of the ham that we've got from there, and a little bit of the yogurt will do really well, and then egg is the binding key secret ingredient there, just to let you know if you've never made that one before. So I'm going to make a carbonara. Really nice. And then on the last day here, on the Sunday, we're going to use some more of the breadcrumbs, because actually you probably haven't used up all that bloomer bread, because I've got plans for it for lunch. But just to go over, I'm going to make a chicken Kiev, which is you take your chicken breast, you slice it down the centre, and I'm going to use some of the pesto and mix it in with a little bit of the garlic granules. So it's a kind of a Kiev. Because what I tend to do with pesto is I'll quite often I'll open it, use it for one meal, and it's wasted. So this is where I'm trying to plan and think, right, well, where can I use it again? And again, I can use that and marinate it with some veg that I might have left over from the broccoli, the carrots, and I'll probably do that with a sweet potato mash, because there's quite a big bag of sweet potatoes we got there. Okay, so let's have a look at lunches for the week. If you're anything like me, you get really, really busy for midday. With a 2-year-old that I have, I'm lucky if I actually get lunch. I don't know how that happens so often. So I try and have something that I can either eat with one hand, or something that you can just grab and go, unless I'm at work, and then I've got a bit more of a chance. So quite often as well, I'll make something that I'll have over 2 days. So they don't tend to be as exciting, if you like, but they are still nice and delicious, but it's not as mixed up. For example, here is where I wanted my flatbread, but because didn't have the flatbread, I'm going to have the bloomer bread, and I'm going to have some of the mozzarella, because I've actually budgeted for 2 packs of mozzarella on the shopping list, and I'm going to have that with some of the cherry tomatoes. Now you could even add some of the pesto on there if you think you will be able to use that. So what I would normally do is have my slice of bloomer bread, use the pesto, cover a little bit on the base, pop your mozzarella on the top, and cherry tomatoes. And it is absolutely delicious, and it feels almost exotic. So I tend to have that for 2 days. So I'm going to put C Monday. And then here I'm going to make a pasta with some of the spaghetti, and mix that up with some mushrooms, tin tomatoes, and again, if you want to add something extra into that, like the cherry tomatoes, you can do, just to make it a bit more bite, if you like. And that again will do me for 2 days. So we've got Tuesday, there we go. On Friday, I'm going to make it a bit more exciting. I'm going to have some avocado on toast, and I'll probably have something similar here again as well, because it's really quite nice. I might mix it up with adding an egg on it as well, because why not? And then the odds are I've got some of this chicken curry left over, so I might well have leftover. Or if it's not that, then it could easily well be some of the risotto that's left over, or some of the carbonara. So I just put leftovers, so it just depends on what you would like to have. You know, usually these things stay good in your fridge for 3 to 4 days, so whatever works for you. And that is my plan for the week. I've not actually counted in my bananas there. I'll still have some avocado left over. There'll probably be quite a lot of the chicken left as well. You could use it all up, that's fine. Some carrots to snack on as well. Go for it. And some of the cheddar definitely will be left over. So you can, especially if you're going to reheat something, just sprinkle a bit of cheddar on the top. Whatever it is, cheddar goes amazing with everything, doesn't it, right? So I hope you find this useful and you've got some ideas yourself. And that's it for me. If you have enjoyed the video today, I would love it if you'll give it a like, comment, thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because it has such an impact on this channel and it means I can keep making more amazing videos just like these for you. Thank you so much for joining me and I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye.